Hey y'all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I decided to give like a here's what I think on the whole Nicki and Cardi situation. Not necessarily on what just happened the other day on social media, but just the overall situation and what I think Nicki should have done. So, to start off, and to keep me from being biased, because I've never really been a fan of Nicki. She just does not make music that I generally like. I like a couple of her songs, but I'm not a fan of her music. I've decided not to go the whole Cardi's right, Nicki's wrong route. However, I do think Nicki's whole approach to this situation has been poorly done. And the reason I say that is because, like I say a lot, well, not here, but in general I say this a lot, Cardi's whole career has been built off of social media. The same as with pretty much every other millennial. Our whole careers are built off of, if you ever do anything entertainment related, it's all built off of social media. So, I personally do not think there was any way for Nicki to out social media Cardi. And that's kind of what it seems like she's tried to do. What I think she should have done is, when this whole situation started, she should have just put a diss out. Like the whole, let's write a rap, let's rap. You talking about what you got, but let's rap. You can't write your own raps. Coming out with that now is a little too late. She should have did that either pre the Harper's Bazaar party or post the Harper's Bazaar party, instead of going on her whole Cream Radio rant every other day about whatever she's talking about. And the reason I say that is because no one who likes Cardi thinks Cardi is a genuinely great lyricist. Nobody thinks Cardi is a great lyricist, period. She's a good rapper because she's entertaining. She's a good rapper because she has a great personality. She's not a good rapper because she's such a great lyricist. So, that should have been Nicki's initial approach to the situation. She should have always kept it at lyricism. She should have never gotten into this back and forth social media thing with her. Number one. Number two, she can't now be out saying, oh, but you don't write your own raps, you don't write your own raps, we should write a rap, we should write a rap. When, a year ago, a female rapper who's actually a great lyricist was saying, let's write a rap, let's write a rap, let's do a rap. And Nicki was talking about stats. Even in the No Fraud song, she says you can't be Pablo if your work ain't selling. So, if Remy being a great rapper didn't matter to you because she wasn't selling, why does Cardi having to be such a great rapper to you matter if she's selling? You can't have it both ways depending on who your opponent is. If you're going to say, let's write a rap, let's write a rap, let's write a rap, your whole beef with Remy should not have been, I don't need to respond to her because I got more money. I don't need to respond to her because I got more deals. I don't need to be responding to her because I sell more albums. That shouldn't have been your whole point behind not engaging. Well, you engaged, you just failed, but you say you didn't really engage in that beat. And the reason you say you didn't engage is because she didn't have the stats that you have, so there was no point. So now, a year later, here we have another female rapper who's actually putting up stats that you yourself don't even have. And it's, well, she's not a real rapper, so until she could write her own raps, we don't really have anything to talk about. If it's gonna be about whether or not the person's just a good rapper, then the beef with Remy should not have been about what her stats were about or what her stats weren't compared to yours. Because if that's the case, this whole thing with Cardi would not be about, well, she's not a good rapper, so her stats don't matter. That's the main point. And then back to the whole Queen Radio situation. I don't listen to it personally, but from what people say on social media, it is pretty much I don't want to call it a Cardi hate train, but a Cardi hate train. So instead of doing that, back to the whole diss song, her reaction should have been a diss song. It should not have been, let me get together all of these people who hate Cardi or whose Cardi has bashed on social media, or let me talk about how she did me wrong with the whole motorsports. None of that stuff should have happened, because once again, you're not focusing on what this whole thing is about. The whole thing should have been about music in general. Now it's kind of gotten to a point where it's too late to be about music, because you've made it a point to get mad at her sister being involved, which is stupid to me. It's her sister. She's going to be involved. You've made it a point to be mad about her sister being involved. Your friends have gotten involved, which that's a whole nother thing, that whole Raya Ali situation. Like, if I was Nicki personally, I'm not trusting nobody who was so close with this one girl and now all of a sudden they telling you all her business. Because the way she did Rim was completely out of line. I don't care how long, what they fell out about. The fact that she done went up to Nicki and now done told Nicki everything about Rim's personal business that she knew. I wouldn't want to be her friend, because the minute Nicki decide she don't need yes men around on her anymore, and she don't need them kind of friends around her anymore, Rod gonna be doing the same thing to you and gonna be talking about how you was making up the situation about her hitting Cardi and she just went along with it. But anyways, it should have just been about music from jump, because nobody would have expected Cardi to respond. Nobody expects Cardi to respond to a quality sounding Nicki diss. Well, I shouldn't say Nicki diss. Diss from Nicki. Because once again, Cardi's not a lyricist. So that should have been Nicki's whole angle. She should have just put the song out and went from there. Because now, even with this whole new situation of Cardi saying we could either talk it out or we could fight, whichever one you want to do. And then Nicki comes back and says, oh, let's take a lie detector test. Oh, let's go on Queen Radio and talk about it. Oh, let's go live and record us together, both writing our own raps. Now, it essentially looks like all she's doing is trying to get clout off Cardi. Because why is her way of solving this issue that they have, whatever it is, revolving around them being recorded together somewhere? Why does she have to go on your radio show to get you more views? Because her going on your radio show does nothing for her, but it gets you the views that you want. Whether it's to take a lie detector test or to just talk about whatever the situation is. If you guys go live together, you're really trying to make her look stupid and get, once again, yourself more views. So at the end of the day, now it looks like you're kind of admitting her star is bigger than yours at this moment. Because if that wasn't the case, it would have been like you both have said, let's talk it out. If we can't talk it out, whatever. That conversation, because once again, you both were on social media. They both were on social media going back and forth saying who did what, who got this deal when it was supposed to go to me, who did this behind the scenes, who said this behind the scenes. None of us know what that stuff is. Whether it's true or not, we don't know. So why should we be privy to whatever squashing of beef conversation you guys have? Because we're not privy to whatever the actual issue is. So therefore the conversation really is not our business. So we really shouldn't know. But once again, Nicki has something to promote. So I feel like she only brings up Cardi when she has something to promote. Whenever she has something to promote, now it's time to bring up Cardi again. And my point is, Nicki released what? 2 videos from songs on her album. As opposed to being focused on this, she needs to focus on what her next single will be. Because if she's not going out on tour until next year now, she needs a new single. Nobody's listening to... What was the single? I'm asking you. Barbie Tings wasn't on the album, was it? It was just... No, I thought she got rid of that.
I'm not sure.
Well, Chun-Li, nobody ain't listening to that no more. Ain't nobody thinking about Barbie Dreams no more. So, you need something to sustain you until February. Like, you done pushed the whole tour back. You need something. So, you need to be working out what's your next single, what's your next video. That's what needs to be the focus. What Cardi got going on does not need to be the focus. Same thing with Cardi. Cardi just put out a single. She needs to be working on what's the video to that. Like, and I'm not even going to say anything really about that because she didn't really start it this time. This time it was already kind of put out there. But both of them, they both need to be working on what's next. Especially Nicki, because Nicki is dead. Unfortunately. So if you're not going on tour until February, I hope you don't think the Chun-Li video and Barbie Dreams video is supposed to sustain you until February. Because in reality, nobody ain't watching music videos no more. They be like, oh, this is a good video. Oh, that's a cool video. But don't nobody watch music videos. Even the people who go on YouTube or go on these streaming services to watch the video, they're not sitting there actively watching the video after the first couple of times they watch the video. They watching the video to hear the song. Half the time, it be up on their phone or up on their computer or up on their TV, and they walking in through other rooms in the house. This video is probably long at this point, but that's okay. I think I'm done. So, I don't have anything else to say.